So thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us today. Can we just start with the basics? What is Koanga Institute?
Well, that's an evolving answer, really. We began, our mission in the beginning was one of trying to save our New Zealand heritage. Actually, when I lived in Northland, it was just a northern bioregional fruit tree collection, because I saw that we had a lot of really amazing old fruit trees up there that weren't available anymore, and they were fast disappearing. So we saved a lot of it. We saved all we could there. And in the process of doing that, we realised how important they were and how amazing they were. And then the year of Chernobyl, I think 1984 or 6, I went to Mystery Creek to the Farmers' Field Days, and I walked into the seed tent, and I was a young mother with 4 kids at that point, a long time ago, and the man in the seed tent said to me, did I realise that the only seeds, I don't know, imagine why he said this to me, but he did, and it changed my life. He said, do you realise that the only seeds that we can buy in New Zealand that are grown in New Zealand is pukakai, longkeeper onions, and all the rest come from Holland? And I know that's not totally true. It wasn't completely true, but it served to galvanise me at least. We had friends in Holland who, I knew that Holland was under a nuclear cloud, and I was horrified to think that our food security in this country was totally dependent on the Northern Hemisphere, which was like under a nuclear cloud. So I went home from there and I just was committed to doing something, and when you decide something, things happen, synchronicity, things just kept happening. So we started off saving our heritage food plants, and for years and years, and still almost every day in the mail something arrives that someone sent in. And then after a few years of doing that, I built up quite strong connections and relationships with these food plants and began to see their value and understand the story of why they weren't available anymore and what had happened and all the... I was very naive when I began this journey. And then we committed to trying to find ways to grow our food regeneratively. And so that's been an amazing journey. And where we are now in Hawke's Bay, we've only been there 8 years, and we've taken the humus content of the soil from 4% to 28% in our gardens where we're growing. That is huge. And I've learned a lot about how to achieve regenerative production and the implications of that. And the research now that I'm really interested in is the connections between soil health, plant and animal health, and human health. And so that's kind of an education. Education. We do a lot of teaching.
Awesome. 4% to 28%. That is absolutely phenomenal. Can you tell me a little bit, describe what are the differences between heritage seeds and modern seeds? Why is this important?
Well, I'm learning more all the time here, but my understanding at the moment is that our heritage seeds, the seeds that have been passed on down to us through the generations, are genetically far more diverse than modern seeds. F1 hybrids are much less genetically diverse and much less resilient, and CMS seeds and GE seeds and gene-edited seeds are all less able to communicate with the life. There are 2 ways of growing things. There's a degenerative way and a regenerative way. And our heritage seeds have co-evolved in regenerative, alive, living systems that are highly mineralised and have a lot of fungi and microbes actively working there. And the way they grow is in partnership with the microbes and the fungi and the minerals. And so they grow to be... They're much more capable of growing to be nutrient-dense, high bricks, and when they are photosynthesizing highly efficiently, they have much more ability to bring in from the universe a lot of their needs, a lot of their nutritional needs, and they make a lot more sugar, and they pump a lot of that sugar down back into the ground to feed the microbes and the fungi who feed them, and in the process they grow soil. And with our other seeds, they are much less able to do that, and as a consequence of that and the way we manage our animals and our horticulture systems, we often end up degenerating the soil. So my understanding now is that it's kind of up to us. We're on the planet at this time. It's really critical we make some changes, turn some things around. And it seems clear that we need to go for working with regenerative systems, which means working with the photosynthesis machine and supporting it so that it does most of the work for us. So heritage seeds are more able to do that than other seeds.
Awesome. We have a question from the audience. What is your number one piece of advice for someone who is wanting to change their practices to regenerative agriculture?
The first thing I had to stop doing was putting on nitrogen, because that stuffs up the whole process. You've got to find other ways to use, actually it's calcium phosphate. So I didn't go straight to where I am now. I started off finding a fertiliser company that understood how to work with the photosynthesis machine and changed my fertiliser. That was my first step, and I think it's an easy first step. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to make sure we get this in because I know we have such a short time here today. What do you need? First of all, can I just ask, maybe about a third of you would have gotten seeds at registration. Hands up who got seeds. Okay, so all of those seeds come from Koanga Institute. I've grown some of those seeds. They are absolutely stunning. You can see the amazing produce behind me that's from these seeds, and we will have more of those seeds tomorrow, so those who didn't get, you will have a chance to get some of them. What does Koanga Institute need in order to keep doing its work?
Well, we've spent the last 30 years saving and collecting and doing a lot of research. I think we're at the point, and also I think the country is at the point where these seeds need to become the seeds that our food is grown from, and so we're looking to partner with people to develop some of these seeds to a set that can be grown commercially and become the seeds our food is grown from, and also to develop a regenerative local food production models. We've got a lot of the intellectual property for that as well, so we're really excited now about kind of switching from being highly head down, bum up, working hard, saving seeds to looking outwards and forming partnerships to take this whole thing forward.
Awesome. And can these seeds be grown at scale? Are they just for like a home garden?
Oh, they have to be able to be grown at scale, and I think that's why we need to. I mean, we're working with a biologist in Austria at the moment who has the skills to. She's going to come. She's going to live here and work with us. They need to be developed. Yeah.
We have another question from the audience, which is, in previous sessions we heard about learning from nature.
Yeah.
How do you do that in your business?
Well, I don't know how. I mean, it's one step at a time. It's one small step at a time, really. I mean, for me, it was a conscious decision to try and switch and learn how to. Well, actually, the first way I did it was a book. Okay. There's a book. I read a book called, which I opened it up and it said, everyone who reads this book is a student of the laws of nature, and I just couldn't believe it. I was 54, and that I would have wanted to have thought I was a student of the laws of nature all my life, but I got to 54 and read that book and I thought, oh my God, I didn't know anything. And I read that book and it was called Nourishment Homegrown, and it's A.E. Beddoe, and he describes how a healthy cell grows in a plant, animal or human, any living thing. And so if we work with those understandings, then step by step we learn how to reconnect with everything around us in the natural world, and it's just a journey. It's a real amazing journey.
Thank you, Kay. We will put that book in the app for everyone. Thank you so much for being here and for the fantastic work that you do. Kay Baxter, everyone.
Kia ora.